Mortgage demand increased for the second week in a row, with the total application volume rising by 6.5% compared to the previous week, according to Mortgage Bankers Association. Despite mortgage rates being higher, mortgage applications to purchase a home increased by 7% for the week, and home buyers concerned rates will continue to rise. However, applications to refinance a home were 74% lower than a year ago. It's a big number. The average contract rate for 30-year fixed mortgage with conforming loan balances decreased to 6.71% from 6.79%. That's not a big number. But rates were largely higher for most of the week before dropping sharply on Friday due to news of Silicon Valley Bank failure. So is this, like, Tom, just a small little movement here? Is this like, what do you think this is?
Yeah, this is a blip. And I dove into this because I saw the headline and I'm like, what the hell? And to find out what it is. And this was CNBC making a headline where there really isn't one. And I dove into the stuff Diana Olaf was talking about. And what happened was there's always buyers right on the edge. Even in a bad market, there's a percent of buyers that are right on the edge.
Yeah.
And when they saw the madness happening with SVB and they hear, the week prior is what really drove it. It really wasn't SVB. It was driven the week prior when everyone was trying to talk Powell, buddy, you don't need to do 25. You need to do 50. And it was Larry Summers on the weekend and all the weekend news shows. Larry Summers says he really needs to put a half a point on this, not just a quarter point. People on the edge were reacting to that, saying, well, if we're going to do it now, we better do it now. Take 6.71. Otherwise, it's going to be 7. This wasn't the market moving back to buy houses. This is people on the edge, Pat. It's on a blip. They jumped in, they locked at 6.71, and they bought some houses. And also, there was an increase in sale of newly built homes in that last week, which is temporary because you know what that was? If you're a home builder like Toll Brothers or Lanier, Pat, what can you always do? You can use part of the home price to arbitrage the rate. Tell you what, you go get the rate, and what I'll do is I'll pay 1 point. So instead of 6.75, you'll get 6.25. And so home builders pushed a little blip on that too. But this is a blip. This is not a change in the mortgage market, according to everything that I dove into.
I'm not particularly informed on this specific issue, but the housing market has been historically kind of boom and bust. I know Austin specifically, the rates for renting and for home ownership went through the roof in the last couple of years. Now they seem to kind of, if you look at Zillow, which I kind of do regularly, all the home prices have an arrow going down. So the market is kind of correcting itself. But again, the mortgages and banks are obviously so extremely interconnected that if banks start failing, this is going to have some kind of cascading effect.
Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering what the mortgage brokers are telling their potential clients right now. Because in any sale, it comes down to what? Urgency and scarcity, right? So, hey, the rates just dropped. They're not going to drop anytime soon. Yeah. You see what Powell's doing out there. The rates are expected to go up. You're lucky if you get it at 6.5 at this point.
That's a great point.
That's a great point.
I know. Hey, we can't go back to a year ago where you could have got 3.5. Right. You should have chose then. Now we're at 6.5. It could be 7.5 next year. Time to go. And
inflation around the corner too.
I read it was a blip, and that's exactly, if I was a mortgage broker, what I'd be saying to people. We don't know where this is going to go, but it doesn't look good. You've been right on the edge here. Why don't you pull the trigger on the home? Let's get you locked in.
Yeah, but if I'm that guy that was looking to buy a house a year ago and I missed the rush and I could have gotten it 3.5, now you're trying to sell me on 6.5. Yeah, that's an uncomfortable situation.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.